What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I haven't really done anything out here in the last probably like 3 weeks. After Florida, I was just really exhausted from driving for like 2 weeks straight across the country. That was super cool though. It was like such a good experience, and I'm so glad that I got the car done and we did that, and it went so well. It went way better than I ever expected. Just the whole thing, like getting the car done in a short notice, whatever. I know I've been doing it for a year, but that last like 3 weeks, I basically got the car from just the empty like painted shell, put it all back together, everything done, wet sand and polish the whole car, do the wheels, do the wheel wells, whatever, everything, put all the lights in, assemble the front lights. Just a ton of work in like 3 weeks. But yeah, it was just an unreal weekend, and I'm so glad that we made it happen and like made it down there, and just every step of the way, it was the best time ever. We had so much fun. One thing I did want to address, and I have done it before, but that's fine, I'll just say it again. Everyone was asking me, well, not everyone, but like a lot of people were like, why didn't you not get the Speedster top on the car? Why isn't the Speedy top on there? Why isn't the tonneau cover on the car? The Speedster top, I don't know what to actually call it, but I'm gonna call it a Speedster top. The Speedster top was not on the car because once it came down to like 3 weeks to go and we were like, okay, we're going, like we're gonna do this, the whole car was still apart. So I had a ton of work to do. So yeah, I could have done the Speedster top because like it's not perfect right now. It needs some either wet sanding and like a lot of polishing, or just wet sand the whole thing, re-clear it, and then wet sand and polish it. But the main thing is I don't have a mount for it. Like it just sits basically on here, and then it kind of goes around, and then the trunk overlaps it. I'm going to put a rubber around the back of the Speedster top, and that's going to hold it back. But I need some way to mount it in these corners. Just to explain my thought process, I could have got that done, and who knows how long that would have taken me, a week, you know, week and a half, not even a week. Still, anything that would have took me more time than what I had, I wouldn't have made it. So I could have had the Speedster top on there, no problem. Looks good, everything's perfect, but then maybe the whole car, you know, wasn't able to be wet sanded and polished. The wheels weren't polished. They looked like garbage before. I didn't want to show up like that. You know, the mirrors, the handles, stuff like that, maybe wouldn't have got painted, wouldn't have been on the car. So this way, my thought process was, I'll get the car done, because this looks like a done car, because it is. And then I was gonna worry about that, and I thought maybe I could have enough time to like get the whole car done and then mess with that, and then also get it done and then bring everything to Florida. But it was literally like 2 days before leaving, I got the car back together and everything was good. So we still had to pack and all that. So there was no time to do that. And basically that's why there was no Speedster top on the car in Florida. And it would have been really cool because I think it adds a ton of like character, and I think it just really flows well with the car. I love it. But it's also kind of a good thing because there were so many people in Florida like that never seen one of these. They didn't know they existed, or you know, whatever. And everybody wanted to see the roof work. So if I would have had the Speedster top on there, like yeah, it's going to be removable the way that I think I can mount it, but it's massive, right? It's like the whole width of the car. So it's basically like a separate trunk. Plus it's really heavy because it's like, I think 4 or 5 or 6 probably layers of fiberglass, and then like all the bodywork. Primed it twice, painted it, re-cleared it. So like it's really heavy. It's not like a light thing to be maneuvering and stuff. It's really awkward. So there's always a chance of chipping, you know, paint or whatever when you're moving and stuff like that. I actually did, I think it was the other corner. Right after I finished final sanding this thing for like final clear, I wanted to put the Speedster top on, put the body kit on, and just take a picture just to see how it looks like. And I completely destroyed that corner of the trunk. It chipped off. I had to like retouch it up, clear it, you know, sand it, clear it, stuff. It's very possible it's happened. So it's a good thing that I wasn't, you know, removing it every like couple hours or whatever. Multiple times though, removing it, putting it back on. There's always stuff that can happen. And so yeah, I'm just glad that it wasn't on there and I have to deal with that, because that could have been a nightmare. Then I have to figure out like, where do I put this thing? I can't just like lay that on the ground in the middle of a car show with like kids walking around and people zooming around in crazy carts, whatever. I'm actually glad that we didn't get that part done and on the car, even though I know it does look cool to me. I think it looks cool. I think it really adds to the car, and it would have been super cool because people would have been, I don't know, I guess more thrown off. But yeah, so anyways, the plan now is to mount that. I'm not gonna worry about wet sanding, polishing it and stuff until I actually get it mounted. I have an idea in my head of how to mount it, but I'm just gonna basically drop it on there right now and take a look a lot closer and kind of like, you know, figure out things a little bit more. right now, because before I was just kind of trying to get the shape done. Then I was just trying to get the car done. Now the car's done. That's painted. Now I can actually figure out how I'm gonna mount the thing. Probably should have did it before, but like I said, I was in a big rush. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna open the trunk, probably flip the seats up. I might take the seats out eventually again to like make the mount. But basically my plan is in here, there's actually a hole right here. And it's for like clips like this to just hold in the plastic quarter piece. But there is like the bracket spot welded to the chassis of the car in there. So I'm thinking I could put like a rib nut in that hole instead of a clip, and then basically make some side brackets and then go to like a bar, maybe put a bar straight across. It would kind of suck to have that bar always there. So I think it would be cool to like bond that piece inside that front lip of the Speedster top, and then have the brackets always be part of it. And then I can just kind of have like almost like a wing nut type thing here. That way I don't need any tools to like remove it. But like I said, it's already heavy, and bonding, you know, a piece of steel pipe or aluminum pipe or whatever to that, it's gonna add a little bit of weight. Obviously, if it was aluminum or like thin wall or whatever, probably wouldn't be much heavier, but we'll see what I end up finding, and we'll see what actually works. So I'm gonna do that, open the trunk up, get that out of the way, drop that on here. Actually, I have to remove these seat belts because this little beauty cap thing is too high, and then there's a bunch of spacers under there so it can spin around and stuff, and I have to remove those. So I'm gonna do that. We'll drop it on there, and then we'll see what we got. I love this so much. Just seeing it all painted and like done looks so good. So anyways, this is on here now. It's just sitting, and like I said, there's a ton of fish eyes and other blemishes that I have to fix, but for the most part it's done. I just have to like either wet sand polish it or wet sand and then re-clear it. But my idea is for the back, I've got like a little 1/2-inch lip underneath there. Basically what I want to do is just like stick like a universal whatever rubber to the Speedster top, so that way the trunk kind of closes on top of that, and it's gonna hold the back down. And then for the front here, so this hole right there is actually looking like it's gonna be pretty perfect. Be able to make like a little bracket off the side, I don't know, a couple inches, maybe like 3 inches up, and then either have some like 1/2 inch or like 1 inch square or round or whatever tubing, basically go from this part to the center, maybe like panel bond it there, panel bond it here, and then obviously the same thing on the other side with another bracket coming down to the same hole, and then just basically like wing nut it in here. And then you won't see any hardware at all, other than right here, but you won't see it by the time this is like that and the door is closed. You'll never see the hardware. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. I think that's actually gonna work out really well. I love how this looks. Like I said, there's really no reason to not have this on there. It looks so good, and it's a pain to get on and off. So I'm probably just gonna leave it on there. This car is just gonna sit in the garage, except for like a car show or whatever. If it's super nice out, I'll take it out. But just, it looks so much better with this on there. The other one thing that I have to do to this car, I had an issue with a bead not sealing on this wheel, this front left wheel. And my buddy hooked it up, and he did like some kind of sketchy like fix, whatever, but it held the whole weekend in Florida that I needed it, like the 2 days. But actually, as soon as we unloaded it, parked it in the garage, I could not get it to stop leaking. So I need to find a new tire for that. But that's not really a big deal. I can just wait, you know, till spring or whenever, basically. The wheel's off, I got a roller on there, not a big deal. So basically just getting this Speedster top mounted and good is like all I'm gonna do to it. Unfortunately, when I was in Florida, well, not unfortunately, Larry Chen interviewed me, and that was sick. That was super cool. I'm still waiting to see like if it's gonna come out or whatever, but he's like, oh, can you pop the hood? And I told him like, yeah, but it's completely stock, like you don't want to see it. He's like, oh, I want to see it because I've never seen one before. I was like, okay. And yeah, so obviously you guys all know I haven't done anything in here yet. It's disgusting. It's blue. I really thought about doing that like this winter, like the whole car's done, but I know it's gonna take me longer than just the winter. So I don't want to get in here, tear this whole thing apart again, and then be down for another year of not going to car shows not just enjoying the car being in one piece. So I think next winter is gonna be the time for this. Pull the motor, pull everything out of here, bodywork it. I might tub it. I think I want to tub it. I like that look. Honestly, I love the look of like, not janky trailer fenders, but like nicely welded in. That style of, you know, inner tub I think is really cool. And then either body color or just some other crazy cool color in here would be sick. But the only problem is completely stock NAS R20, and I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't want to just put that back in there because it's gonna be so nice. The car is so nice. The engine bay is gonna be just as nice as the outside, so I'm not really sure what to do. But we got a whole year to figure that out. So that's the main stuff, and yeah, once we get that done, we can move on, start doing some hopefully cool BMW drift prep stuff, and I'm super stoked for that. This shouldn't really be that big of a deal to get this mounted and in the car, and all that's good. Get this thing done, either put it in the corner here somewhere, or maybe, you know, put it somewhere else. Then I can hopefully pull the BMW in here and get started on that, because we want to get seats, get the thing running properly. And then I do want to like either paint it or just prime it like this winter, because I'm not driving it how it looks, because it looks terrible. So that's my plan though. Get this thing done, which shouldn't take long. Move right to that. I think that's actually gonna do it for this video. I'm just gonna end it there. That is basically an update on the car, the situation, you know, with the speeder top and all that stuff. Hopefully we'll get the speeder top mounted, and then I want to do like a walk around of the whole car. I know you guys have seen the car. You know everything about the car. But I want to do like a detailed kind of like walk around, like not educational, but like educational, if you know what I mean. Going to a place, showing the car, really made me realize like people like don't know what this is at all. I get comments all the time, and like it's cool because it's so rare. So it's really interesting to kind of experience that in real life. So I would like to make just a video of the car, not so much like going around what I did to it and stuff, but just like that is made by Autech, how many there were, the features, whatever, stuff that's like different between this S15 and like a normal S15. So I think I'm gonna start working on that, and I wanted to do that. I actually had a video made last year that I did when this thing was completely stock and like blue, but it was like one of the first videos that I made, and it was way worse than my videos now. So I completely deleted it. It was on YouTube. I just had to put it to public. But I didn't want to, it was so bad. So I would like to redo that. I think that'd be really cool, and kind of just show people about the car. So there might not be any progress for a little while, but I want to get that done. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be sick. If you want to subscribe, if you're not, I know a lot of you aren't, and that's fine. But if you do want to, that'd be much appreciated. Hopefully you enjoyed this little update video, and I will see you in the next one.